So good morning, good afternoon or good evening from wherever you're watching around the world. You are joining Invictus Racing. We are in Season 8. I am Energy Dan. I am the commentator for this season, bringing the action as and when it happens. Now, we are in pre-season. Unfortunately, it's been a long time coming. But we are only in pre-season, but we're still going to see some awesome racing. So much has changed. It's felt like an age since we've been racing. So I am very welcoming this pre-season races. It's going to be amazing. So a couple of changes that you may have seen or noticed. We are now on F1 2019. It's a very different game, but a much awaited addition to the Codemasters franchise. Just bear with me, guys, while I get used to these controls, because unfortunately for today I am actually trying to use the wheel, so bear with me while I just run through. Let's go to Tyneston while he's coming out. So yeah, we are on 2019, guys. It is going to be amazing. Few big differences actually. The handling of these cars on 2019 is massively different. If you're new to Invictus, you're even new to, more so new to the Formula 1 games, we are experiencing a very different game this year. Handling is different, gear changes is different, so you might see some of the guys doing a bit of different lines or different changes as they go through some of these circuits. One of the consensus for the handling differences has been at the front end of the car. So as we're just watching Tyner's come out on his outlap, we'll just see how he reacts to the road, see how he's handling with the car this year. But there are some massive differences. It's taken the guys a bit of getting used to. It has myself, but obviously the graphics this year have been massively improved in my opinion. You may disagree, but yeah, it's a much welcomed addition to the Codemasters family. So yeah, as we're just going around with Tynus, I'm going to try and find someone that is let me put the telemetry on so I can try and work this out. Captain Stiffs in pay. So let's just run along with Mike while I just update you on the drivers for this season, going into I believe this is season 4 for ePerformance F2, but season 8 for Invictus. So we've got Nick and Mike, who is Nick is the reigning champion from last season, the epic finish to last season. Absolutely brilliant from Nick, so congratulations to him for winning the championship. We've got Mike, who's been promoted from P2. We've got Craig the Flying Scotsman and Humberstone in the Haas. We've got a missing Humberstone today. We've got Captain Stiff and Aaron J. Spence in the McLaren. We've got Mr. P80 and the Weislander in Alpha. Steen 13 and Tynus, who will be in the Williams this year. We've got Say Sport and Colin J in the Mercedes. Tony White and Tanker 903 in the Racing Point. Now Tanker 903 is one of the new drivers joining us, so welcome to you, Tanker. Let's see what you could do this season. Welcome to the Invictus family. Now, we'll say one thing, guys, it is Racing Point. I know for a fact it's going to take me a few races to stop saying Force India, so I apologise for that. I am going to do a couple of those, so bear with me while I just get that out of my head. Carrying on, we've got Partridge99, who's now starting it'll be his first full season. He joined us late last season, but still managed to finish 9th in the driver standings, I believe it was. So yeah, good to see Partridge back this year. It's going to be good to follow him. So partnering up with Partridge is Victor Haas 1108 in the Renault. We've got MJ Coupe and No Fudge for you in the Red Bull. So welcome No Fudge to Invictus and Formula 2 ePerformance. We're good to have you racing with us, pal. They're both driving the Red Bull. We've got Ozo Never Miss and Rudy in the Toro Rosso. So two of our last season drivers returning again. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. So enough of the introductions for the season. Let's get back to what's happening on track. So we have got so far Steen 13 with a 129.50, Partridge with a 121.496, Colin J with a 121.621, Nick with a 123.11, and then we've got MJ Coupe with a 133.550. No Fudge for UPL has just set a fast lap of 131.037. So good first little lap from the front guys there. Let's just put on our tyre detail. Fitted, that's the one. So going to be a bit of a strategy play on this one. We did see a lot of strategies in the races so far this week. Some of the guys going out straight away on the soft tyre. Now obviously they're not really going to get any quicker than what they set on their soft tyres, so they will probably have to start the race on the soft tyre, which is going to mean after going to go a little bit short. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. So yeah, a couple of guys just on the soft tyres. We've got Tanker and No Fudge on the soft tyres. So interesting from the new races this season so far. So we've got Steen and Craig up in the top on the medium tyre. The medium tyre is going to be the preferential tyre, I would imagine, but there may be a few people that do set them on the hards or switch to the hards if they're out of the top 10. It will be interesting to see. Looking down, we've got a couple of hard setters so far. See, this track is a big one for degradation, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with what tyres the guys set on. I'll tell you what, let's just ride with Mike, just see how he's taking it on these soft tyres. It is just his outlap. I'm just intrigued to see how he's looking just on his outlap. Looking pretty stable there from Mike. I know it is his outlap, but so Partridge doing alright there, and in the hard tyres he's set a 121.496, so fair play from him. So MJ Coops at a 122.637, so 2 laps on those hard tyres. I wonder if these guys are just getting a feel for the session and going to put the medium tyre on. Be interesting to see. Sir Spud, 123.137 on the hard tyres. I do imagine they're going to come in and put some mediums on. Another change for this year as well, guys, is the tyres. We've updated the tyres to the 2019 regulation, which means we only have 3 colour-coded tyres. They've taken away the full colour-coded system has been simplified apparently into 3, just like it has in the actual F1 season. So regardless of what tyres they are actually fitted on the car, they will be illustrated by the more simple 3-tier system, soft, medium and hards. Obviously they could still be running the so-called hyper softs or the ultra softs. It's just that they are simplified for the race in the soft, medium and hard. So Craig's just come up in a 3rd spot with a 121.259 on the soft tyre. Oh sorry, that might be his fastest. Yeah, my bad. Patch will be coming in. He's done 4 laps on those. Pit. Outlap for Warislander. So Warislander's set one on 121.86. So let's see if there's anyone else further on than an outlap. There's 1 lap in pit. Yep. Nick is on 4 laps. He'll be coming in. So outlap. Yeah, let's stick with Warislander then, just to see what he can do on his fast lap. Interesting to see. So if you're watching tonight, guys, let us know on the Twitch app, which I will just load up now to see who we got watching. Sorry guys, bear with me. So there we go. So let's just run through who we got. We've got Warislander coming across the line now to do his fast lap. So let's just stick with Warislander and see what he can do. He has got another pair of these soft tyres on, so he's going to try and improve. So Steam 13, still at the top on a 129.50. So Warislander looking nice and smooth there. So it's a good job we are in pre-season because apparently there's a patch coming out which will again change the handling of the cars. I think it's more to do with when it is not equal performance, but it's still, these changes do throw people out, especially when the game's so new. Even now, you know, some of the guys are still only done so many hours on this game, they're still getting used to it. It is a massive difference. It's going to be hard for the guys to adjust this year. Is Weislander back top there? No, it looks like he's doing alright there. Fair play to Weislander. Let's see what it comes across on those fresh softs. Seems to go pretty smooth on those gears to limit the rear axle slipping. So yeah, he does go fastest. So he's just set a 1:23.56 on those tyres. Absolute blistering lap there from Weislander, so fair play to him. Steen is just coming on to his fast lap, so it'll be interesting if he can move up. We've got Craig also coming out on some fresh softs. Got no fudge fuel, some fresh softs. So Tyler's just come across the line and done a 1:29.83, I believe, was it? So fair play to him. Looking nice from the Flying Scotsman Craig here. So another update that this game has brought is the ability to ride in high revs around corners. The engine is much more susceptible to over revs and also being in rich fuel mode, which is a big one, which is going to affect strategy, because you can no longer over fuel the car and just whack it in rich and try and get a jump or a big lead. It does affect engine temperature and power, especially on the straights. This is what I've been told from my trusted sources. So guys have had to adapt. Another change they brought this year is the ERS. ERS abuse, let's call it, can negatively affect your race. It takes much longer to recharge your ERS. So let's see what Craig can do. Can he improve? Not can it improve? So let's just see. He must be going for another fast lap. I believe Steen. No, he's in the pit. Aaron is still out on some old ones. Looks like outlap, naked pit. To Spud coming out to do some fresh times on those mediums. So I wonder if Aaron J and Partridge are going to stick with those hard tyres. I think if I'd got P4, P5, you might get pushed down later stages of qualifying when the track's rubbered in, but I'd be tempted to stay where they are. So yeah, back to what I was saying, guys. Sorry, I got sidetracked there, just trying to keep track of qualifying. The ERS, you can't abuse ERS anymore. It's much more sensitive to depleting the energy and deploying it over not actually replenishing that energy as it did on 2018. So the guys are going to have to be a little bit more careful when they deploy the ERS and when they can recharge it. So a lot of people I have seen so far online have been literally changing it as soon as they come out of a corner, letting, you know, maybe third, fourth gear, changing it right down, and most of the time changing it off. So it'd be interesting to see if we can catch during the races, or during not necessarily qualifying, but during the races, what the guys are doing with the ERS modes this year. Let's see who's adapted. Let's see who's nailed the change, because I do believe the ERS is going to play a big part in the strategies. Anyone who depletes it fully is going to get caught napping. They really are. So one of many changes that have been brought to 2019. Let's just see how the guys react. So we're just on board with MJ Coupe. Looks like he's come out on some fresh softs. Let's see what he can do. It looks like he's on an outlap. Well, yeah, it should be, because he's going to the last three corners now. No, that's much slower. I think he must be doing a fast warm-up lap there. Yeah, let's just stick with the last 3 minutes of the qualifying. So, Weislander and Steen still sitting pretty at the top there. There's still a good 6-10 split in Weislander and Steen. So unless Tynus, Aaron J or Tanker put some softs on, or Craig and No Fudge can improve on theirs, It looks like they're going to be our P1, P2 positions. Looks like MJ Cooper has just backed that off. I wonder if he is... Notice his tyres might be cooking a little bit more. And he wants to back off in the latter stage of this and go for one more fast lap. Yeah, maybe he is. So it's another thing the guys are normally very good at in Invictus is watching the tyre temperatures and managing tyres. I, for one, I'm still quite shocking at managing tyres and tyre temperatures. I'm guilty of under-driving the car, to be honest with you. I think I overstress too much about tyre temperatures and don't push it as much as I should or could. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these guys are doing this season with managing those tyres. Yep, so MJ Cooper has come in, doesn't want to improve on his times. Let's see if we can catch someone else that is out. So Warislander has come out to do another stint on some fresh soft. So maybe he wasn't happy about the set that he'd set his fastest time on. Maybe he got a lock up, sector, yellow flag in sector 3 there. So yeah, maybe it's just even if it's just a thousandth of a second quicker, so he gets a fresher set of tyres. Be interested to see if he can improve. Let's see if we've got anyone else in pit. So Tynus is out on some mediums, but look, he's done 2 laps on those. Aaron J's out on some fresh ones by the looks of it, so hopefully he can get to the end. Yeah, should be on 136. Apologies there, guys, I had a bit of an audio dropout. So yeah, it is interesting to see if Aaron J can actually improve on those fresh medium tyres. Tanker likewise, but he's done 2 laps. He should really be calming down. Otherwise, as long as he's set his fastest time on the tyres he's got on now, that's what he'll start on in the race. So again, tyre choice in qualifying is going to play a massive part in the race. So it looks like Tynus has jumped up there into 4th. Running with Aaron. Oh, and Aaron J goes fastest on the mediums. Oh wow! It was only by 300ths of a second, or 33 thousandths of a second. But yeah, he's just jumped to the top of the medium tyres. So excellent stuff. He'll be taking it nice and easy. So fair play. Let's just see what. Oh, Warislander's just gone out even quicker. Oh, fair play. So he's just gone quicker on those soft tyres. So impressive stuff from Warislander and Aaron J. Brilliant late qualifying setting there. Colin J 35 seconds in sector 2. So yeah, looking good. He could be on a fast lap there. Oh, sorry, my bad. It was yeah, Colin J is at the end of sector on 54 seconds. Yeah, so he could actually be setting a fast lap here. He's only done 1 lap. Yeah, looks like Tank will be coming in at the end of that one. So is Colin on a fast lap? No, I don't think he's on 0 ERS. I don't think he is setting a fast lap. He won't be able to set a lap now because the time has elapsed. So even though Warislander's on the 0 ERS, so he won't be setting a fast lap. Yep, Aaron's coming in. I believe. Yeah, he won't be doing anything quick on these, I don't imagine. Yeah, so it looks like that is going to be. No one else setting fast laps, are there? No, Prix, well in. I believe that is it. Partridge. Yeah, he is setting a fast lap. Let's see how he's doing. 1:15, 16. DRS opens up. Yeah, he does. He improved. Wow. So Partridge. Oh, he was really flapping his wings there because he went into P2 with a 1:20.013. 4 thousandths of a second off Warislander's time on the soft tyre. So watch out for Partridge. It looks like his wings are definitely not clipped. Wow, impressive late time from Partridge there. So fantastic stuff. So moving down, we don't think we've got anyone else setting faster times. Wow, great late moves there from the guys during qualifying. So there you go, Warislander taking his first pole of the season, and it is only pre-season. Partridge in P2, Craig in P3, Aaron J. Spence in P4, Captain Steve in 5, Colin J. Spence in 6, Tanker 903 and 7, in 8th, Tynus in 9th, and No Fudge for You in 10th. Anyone from now can choose their own tyres in the race. We've got Nick in 11, MJ Coop in 12, Sir Spud in 13, and Mike in 14th. And then, so Mike's bringing up the rear in 14th. So, will Sir Spud MJ Coop stick to those hards? I imagine Nick will still start on mediums. No Fudge has to start on softs. So so No Fudge and Tynus on the soft at the rear of this middle bunch. So I imagine off the line we may see those two racers improve their positions immediately. So it'll be interesting to see how the guys have been handling the new cars this season and how it affects the starts. I know 2018 for most people it was relatively easy to get a good start on that game. It was very good. I've been struggling a bit myself on 2019. Doesn't seem as responsive. There seems like there is a much larger room for error with the clutch selection and power selection, ERS, fuel mixes. So it's going to be interesting to see how the guys cope with this in pre-season, to see what we've got in store for the upcoming season. I'm super excited for this. Can't wait for round one. When we settle down in the race, guys, when we start getting the concertina effect getting wider, I'll try and find some points to update you on the track list for the season. However, there was a full podcast, but there was a full cast about this season, so all the links are there on our Invictus Twitch. You can find them on YouTube as well, so by all means go on Twitter and search for those links. There's been 4 editions of it from the Invictus crew giving the lowdown, so by all means go search those and have a look. And again, we've got many leagues or main league fractions in Invictus. They're all available to watch, so obviously the guys just get off for their formation lap. As I was saying, guys, do search all the other leagues, give them a watch. There's some absolute epic racing going on, even though it's pre-season. It's not just equal performance. We do have the F1, we have F2 equal performance, F3 equal performance, we have the No Assist League. They're all on there, so by all means search it, guys, and give it a watch. If you're new to Invictus, please give us a like on the channel, subscribe, and enjoy the racing, guys. I know I did last season, absolutely epic season from start to finish. It was really, really good. Let me check to see what can happen this season. We've only got 14 races tonight. We have got pretty much a full grid for the upcoming season. As I mentioned earlier, all the racers are who they're racing for in their respective cars. So yeah, full grid. It's going to be absolutely epic. So as you can see there, the guys just getting around the circuit to warm their tyres up, get their batteries charged. Let's just get the send telemetry off, but lap data enabled. Position change for the start, and we'll get to the lead now doing so. So guys, I do apologise we momentarily lose audio during this broadcast, guys. I'm currently harbouring some technical issues. It's due to be sorted out this week, but it might just get the odd occasion where the audio drops out, so I apologise for that if you are watching. So just coming around the last turn, getting ready to line up in their respective grid boxes. And that'll be lights out and down to the first corner. Tricky first corner, hard braking down 4th gear. You have to try and cut that right hand curb and then get the car lined up to take the medium sweeping left. It's going to be an action packed first corner, as it always is. So just waiting for Mike to get lined up out the back. And here come the lights. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and we've got 5. And it's lights out, away we go. Tyre smoke squeaking off of the line there. So we've got 2 movers straight away at the back. Mike and Sir Spud have jumped MJ Coop. And we've got Aaron J. Spencer's up into 3rd. Nice tidy corner there. Yeah, guys just bunching up, we're keeping it nice and fair. Aaron J. Spencer up into 3rd, and Craig's dropped down to 4th in that first corner action. So looks the guys just take it nice and easy as we get away, try to settle into the pace. Doesn't like too many movements here. So I was expecting Lander off the line to get a bigger stretch than that to Partridge, but Partridge is all over his gearbox. This is brilliant stuff at the start of this race, and we've got Aaron J. Spence just bringing up the line. Then we've got Captain Craig, then Captain Stiff, Colin J. Spence, then Tanker, followed by Steen, then Tynus, No Fudge, then Nick, Mike, MJ Coop, and Sir Spud. So Mike's up 2 places at the rear there. Fair play to him. We've got Aaron J. Spence. It looks like he's just gone up. So yeah, Partridge still stuck to the back of Lander there. Amazing stuff. And Aaron J. Spence also on the back of Partridge. Craig sticking close as well, but a little bit more of a gap there. So we've got a definite lead pack starting to break away, I think, there just after Colin J. Spence. Look, it's getting to half a second. It could be obviously just the first lap, people warming the tyres up. Lander and Partridge looks like they are starting to step away from Aaron J. Spence. So they are going to obviously try and break that 1 second gap for when the DRS kicks in at the end of lap 3. Oh, going side by side there. Oh, Aaron J. Spence had a real ding-dong with Craig there. Craig's dropped down at a P4. So they went side by side into that corner. Absolute fantastic stuff from Craig there. That's from Aaron J. Spence. So it looks like the guys are just starting to settle out. Let's just check out with Steen, because it looks like he's catching the back of Tanker. He's all over the back of his gearbox. So Tanker 903, our new driver, it looks like he's just holding his own here, doing really well. Just catching that curb just a little bit there from Tanker, but he is all over the back of Colin J. And we got Tynus moving up, so we've got No Fudge being overtaken. We got Steen out. He's spun. It looks like Steen's caught something. We did see damage in the background there. I did try and catch that as quick as we could. So Steen has dropped out of this race. It looked like he had terminal damage. I think we may have a safety car on. Just checking with the leaders. So Lander still sticking in with that P1 position, leading the race. It's got Partridge and Aaron J. Spence still sticking at the back. We've got that lead 3 pack trying to get away. Aaron J. Spence setting a fast time of 1:24.796. So Lander leading the race but not setting the fastest time. Race control, DRS is enabled, so the race is on. Guys will be trying to stick to the back of any gearbox, be within 1 second. And if you are new to our Formula 1 watchers this season, basically detection zones. So within 1 second, you get DRS at the next activation zone. Fantastic stuff. It's going to be brilliant. DRS is now activated. So this is where we start seeing people overtaking on the long stretch. Oh, there's a bit of a lock up there from Lander. Don't want to overwork those soft tyres, especially not when you're going to have to be really, really cautious and try and get these to go out as long as possible. Now, with these soft tyres, Lander's going to have to try and extract as much out of these, get in the pits and try and find some clean air to get back in, because these tyres are not going to last long at all. Probably lap 5, lap 6, depending on how hard he's having to defend against these two behind. I was expecting a bit more of a movement between these two, but see Aaron J. Spence and Craig still sticking to the back of these two. It looks like Craig is starting to drop back actually a little bit. Yeah, he's nearly at a second. Let's just see, we've got yellow flag in sector 3. Tynus, looks like Tynus is dropping down. So no Fudge for you, Lonely at the back. Looks like he might have had some contact with Steen maybe that's why he's running so far down. Surely he's going to come in the pit to rectify whatever damage he is harbouring. Lander starting to try and open up that gap against Partridge. So I wonder if Lander was just taking it easy for the first 3 laps, watching our tyres warm up, and now he's decided to just go a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the telemetry mode in regards to the tyres. It's something that I was hoping 2019 would come out, but obviously I'm sure that could promote cheating and things like that. Obviously not Invictus, but in other leagues, so they're probably pushing against that. But I would love to have seen the ability to see tyre life. Be absolutely amazing, but we haven't got it, so I'll stop talking about it. But yeah, looking back, Aaron J is just 5 tenths back from Partridge. In fact, let's just put on the tyres to remind ourselves who is with what tyre. So looking at the tyres there, so it'd be interesting to see what Craig does on those soft tyres. Maybe he was doing the same as Randall, just taking it easy, Maybe he's now trying to push over to the back of Aaron J. He's not really that, it does say 7/10, but as you can see on screen, he's not actually that far behind Aaron. So it looks like we've got a bit of a move make here. What's he going to do? Is Craig going to make a move here, go on the inside? He's side by side. He's got his nose ahead. Looks like he might have this done. Yeah, nice clean move into turn 1 there. But Aaron J. Spence may come back at him coming through 3, 4 and 5. So beautiful move there from Craig. He got the job done. He needed that. Excuse me guys, I've got hiccups. Yeah, he really needed to get that job done. He's now on the back of Weislander. Partridge has got in front of Weislander. I've missed that. I do apologise guys, while watching Craig do his move. We've missed the move of Partridge overtaking Weislander. So Partridge, apologise for missing your overtake, but he's in front now on the medium tyres. So Weislander might just be harbouring some overheating issues. Craig is going to try and want to get past him also. Within 4/10, pretty close, so let's just see what happens. Aaron J. Spence, yeah, he is nipping at his heels. Let's see what Craig's got to offer. In fact, I do try and keep him broadcast. I want to see how Craig is handling on these soft tyres behind Weislander. Oh, bit of a slide there from Weislander. He must be struggling now on those soft tyres. Maybe he's just overheated him a little bit. As I was saying with the, yeah, he's coming in, and Craig comes in to cover him off also. So the two soft tyre sitters are in the pits. So obviously they want to stay connected together. So we'll see a few people now move up from position because of those two pitting. Are they going to try and come out on hards, or are they going to come out on mediums? Be interested to see what happens now. So we'll see what happens when they come out. So Weislander on mediums and Craig on mediums. So they're going to try and make those last till the end. It's not often you see these guys doing 2 stops. They do normally go for 1 stop. So it'll be interesting to see just how competitive Weislander and Craig can be towards the end of the race, because it's going to be an absolute killer towards the end. What they're going to do, they're going to do 27 laps on those medium compound tyres. So I think that's a big ask on those mediums. They're probably going to be in the high 70-80% of wear, which will be interesting to find out. So have you DRS is active there for Colin, try and get up on the back of Captain Stiff. All these front guys on the mediums, but we have got Partridge. Let's just check in with Partridge there. He's stonking out on a 2.7 second lead. So absolute fantastic stuff from Partridge. He's seriously flapping those wings. Fair play to him. So let's just go back towards MJ Coupe. So MJ Coupe on the back of Mike there. He's on the softer compound tower on those mediums. Mike is on the hard compound. But it looks like Mikey's holding his own there. Mike's going to be able to go longer, but obviously it is the slippier tyre. We're going to see a pass here from MJ Coupe. So Mike goes to defend on the right inside line. So MJ Coupe should try and go long and out. Is he going to leave him enough room? He did leave him room there. Fair play for Mike. He did leave him room. But MJ Coupe, I was going to say, has got past. Yeah, he has got past now. Does go wide, but it will carry some speed into the next set of corners. So good stuff from MJ Coupe there, who's got past Mike. Just checking in with Tanker, one of our new drivers this season. Looks like he is all over the back of Colin J. Spence, both on the same tyre, same life. So it looks like Colin's getting involved with Captain Stiff also. So it looks like we've got a bit of a battle here for third. 3-second time penalty for Tanker, multiple warnings. So it looks like he's been taking too much curb too many times. So unlucky from our new driver, Tanker 903, picking up a 3-second time penalty. Welcome to the penalty world, Tanker. We do see a lot of the drivers get out on these. Oh, Tanker spun in the background there. So Tanker has gone. Oh, looks like we've got a DM. Did he ghost? I think he was just ghosting. Now that's fine. So Tanker getting a penalty and then getting it all wrong. Getting a bit of a rear axle happy there. So I imagine Tanker may come in to get some softs maybe and try and make up for that lost time. But we'll soon see. So going back, so we've got Partridge, 3-second gap to Aaron J. Spence, who is then followed by Captain Stiff, who's just lagging a little bit. Oh, Tanker, 5-second penalty. Yeah, so he's coming the pit lane, but he's just got himself a 5-second time penalty. Not the best outing for Tanker, but this is, like I said earlier, the new game has evolved. Even the pit entries are tricky. The braking changed, everything's changed. So luckily it is only pre-season. This is an opportunity for the guys and the commentators to get used to the new systems and get used to how it's going to be this season. Unfortunately, Tanker has been the first person to discover some of those changes are slightly harder than we had envisaged. So yeah, back to the race. Colin J. Spence 5 seconds back. So Nick's lagging back now by a good 4 seconds. So oh no, Nick's spun. Nick's also spun. I think it was a couple of corners after where Tanker spun. So Nick has spun. Oh, I thought Nick was going to come across. The circuit VA does know better than that. Our reigning champion does know better than to come back onto the racing line after a spin. So unlucky from spin. So two races spinning on lap 8 there. So interesting stuff from the guys. Just trying to figure out who's. I think Colin J. Spence is going to be our next bet for an overtake if he can get that DRS to work properly. So interesting so far with tyre strategy. So Warislander and Craig now on the mediums 3 laps ago. Still running pretty much in close proximity to each other. SJD's just come on the Twitch app and said good evening Dan, so good evening to you SJD, thanks for joining us mate. So as you can see there from the times, we've got Sir Spud now almost over a minute adrift of the leader. He's out on some fresh mediums, he's only done 3 laps on those, so it'll be interesting to see where Sir Spud can come out towards the end of the race. So he's obviously going to go to the end. We have had Warislander and Craig come out on some fresh mediums. They're sitting 22 and 24 seconds back from the leader respectively. Now up at the front, Partridge leading by 3 seconds. Aaron J. Spence, he's trailed put it in interval. Sorry, so yeah, Aaron J. Spence 3.2 seconds back. So was that Captain Stiff drop down? What's happened to Captain Stiff? Ah no, it was a Colin J. Spence getting past Captain Stiff, so yeah, it looks like Colin J's got the move done, he's up into P3. Fair threw me there for a second, so fair play to Colin J. So these front 5 races are all on the same tyre life, same compound tyre, but obviously nearly 15 seconds adrift from the leader for MJ Coupe. So just checking with Captain Stiff, see if we can come back with a comeback move on Colin J. Spence. Yellow flag in sector 3, that doesn't affect anybody. Doesn't look like anyone is changing. Yep, so Tynus has dropped down. What else happened to Tynus to fix Tynus? So it's not. That's interesting. Looks like Tynus dropped back there. I wonder if we had a bit of a situation there, because it looked like Tynus dropped back. Unless that was, yeah, Spud wasn't coming out the pits. So yeah, it looks like Tynus has had an issue or simply let Sir Spud go. Back to the leaders of this race. Still looks like Captain Stiff and Colin J are our best bet for an overtake. Right, Captain Stiff come in. He's coming to try and do the undercut on Colin J. So Colin J will obviously try and let's just put the telemetry on. No, we're still in ERS mode 2. So I wonder if Colin J has actually noticed that Captain Stiff's coming to the pit. Because if I was Colin J, I would be putting the pedal to the metal and ragging this car as much as I can to get ahead of Captain Stiff. So Colin J is 3 seconds adrift of Aaron J, and then MJ Coupe is sitting 11, nearly 12 seconds back. So we've got a definite divide here between the front runners. Let's do position change actually, just to see where MJ Coupe, can we where MJ Coupe, yeah, so MJ Coupe up 8 positions. So fantastic stuff from Coupe. So I'm sure he's going to be trying reeling in some of those 12 seconds to have a good chance of fighting for positions at the end. It looks like he's going to get in the mix with, let's put the tyres back on. So yeah, Coupe's going to be in the mix with Mike, Craig, definitely Warislander, and Fudge. Yeah, all the way back to Nick. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be an absolute fantastic final two-thirds. Apologies guys, that was my audio dropping out again, so sorry for that. Sorry for the dropout guys. As I was saying, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the last two-thirds of the race with all these tyre strategies. We're going to have a definitive lead pack, probably all the way back to at least Nick. That'll be pretty close. I would say 15 seconds will separate the top 10. I may be wrong, but we'll soon see. Partridge still having a very good lead of this race. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Partridge. Yeah, did a fantastic overtake on Coop. Was it Coop? I believe it was a while ago, or maybe Craig actually. And he's been leading ever since. He's done 11 laps on those medium compound tyres. He's probably going to try and push those to lap 15, 16 possibly. So as long as he has been taking care of these, it's easily achievable. Oh no, he's decided not, he's coming. So obviously heavy fuel loads and the hustle and bustle of lap 1 of any race can take the toll on those tyres. So let's see if MJ Coupe is going to come out in front. It's going to be tight this. It is going to be very tight. Oh, will Coupe come in as well? No, he's staying out. So I do dare say... Well, Coupe probably going to come out behind Warrislander maybe. No, Partridge is out and he's sorted behind MJ Coupe. Brilliant stop for Partridge there. Now obviously Coupe is going to have to pit. He's done 12 laps on those mediums. But this is what Partridge wants. He does not want Coupe in front as he's on fresh tyres. Partridge needs to get those hard compound tyres warmed up and get as much of a lead as possible. The hard tyre is renowned for not being a workable tyre in the first 1 to 3, maybe even 4 laps sometimes. The key is getting those hard tyres pumped up and warm and grippy as quickly as possible. Now you don't want to be stuck behind someone that is nursing tyres, try to make a long stint last, and well, let's just hope Partridge doesn't get held up here. Looking back, we've got Captain Stiff all over the back of Mike there. Another one of our new drivers is Mike, so doing really well. We've seen DRS kicking in there. Let's just see how Mike defends here. Goes quite sharp to the inside line. Looks like he's getting a bit slidey on that rear axle there. Mike's done 12 laps on those hard tyres, whereas Captain Stiff's on fresh rubber. So I'm sure with a bit of DRS and some ERS deployment, we should be able to see Captain Stiff. MJ Coupe is dropped down, so Patrick's got in front of MJ Coupe. DRS opens up. Yep, knocks it up to 4 to overtake. This should be relatively easy by the braking zone. So Mike favours the inside line. It's 2 into 1 corner. Not quite. So yeah, interesting manoeuvres there from Captain Stiff and Mike. So Mike just obviously you can see there, he doesn't have the traction to stick that. Is it turn 5 out? Turn 5, you need to really pin it. Like this corner, goes on the inside. Go on, Captain Stiff. Tries to make an inside move. He's got more grip, but then he's going to get forced outside. But yeah, he backs out of it and lets Mike take the racing line back. So yeah, oh, brilliant there. Absolute brilliant stuff from Captain Stiff. Chose his line, put the power down, and got in front of Mike. So great stuff from Captain Stiff. Brilliant racing there. Chose his opportunity right, and probably did that with minimal wear to his tyre there. Did need to get that done, so fair play to him. We've got Warrislander now coming up to the back of Aaron J. Spence. Yellow flag set to 2. We're in sector 3 at the minute. So looks like Partridge, MJ Coupe, Aaron J and Warrislander are all in the mix here, but MJ Coupe still hasn't pitted. 14. He stayed out. He's got 14 laps. 14 laps on those. Apologies for the technical issues, guys. So yeah, MJ Coupe done 14 laps on those tyres. He's going to have to pit soon. So we've got Warrislander dropping down. Looks like Aaron J. Spencer's got in front of him. Looks like he's coming. Wiselander's coming back at him. Takes the inside line. Ooh. See, Aaron J's got better tyres. He's done 3 laps on those hard tyres, whereas Wiselander's done 9 on the mediums. But the mediums are the grippier tyre. The offset would probably, I'd say, maybe neutralise those tyres. Don't look like Wiselander's going to give it up anytime soon. Does get DRS, is still within that zone. We've also got Captain Stiff up to the back of Nudge, I can see it. Oh, looks like he's getting close. Let's go to Captain Stiff, because he's giving No Fudge some serious action here. No Fudge is on some old medium tyres. So they are going to be at the pretty much the far end of the tyre life. I imagine No Fudge is going to come in now and put on the hard tyre. 16 laps left pretty much. No, he stays out. Fudge stays out. So we should see Captain Stiff knock up the ERS to 4. Yep, DRS opens, and let's see if he's got in. Oh, MJ Coop picking up a time penalty. So he's taking too much curb too many times. Goes to the left, goes around on the outside. Gets the job done. So another great move from Captain Stiff there. Still riding in level 4 ERS there, so just try to build out that lead maybe. Yeah, and knocks it down into 1. So this is what we're saying about the ERS during qualifying, guys. They will be knocking this ERS down as quickly as possible. So yeah, with our lead, oh, just MJ Coop getting it. Yeah, MJ Coop is getting very curb happy there. Maybe why he's got that penalty. So, bear with me, guys, we're going to kill the Twitch app and reinstall it, because I can see people have been commenting, but they're not actually coming through, guys. I do apologise about that. So, yeah, MJ Coop's got a penalty. He's done 15 laps on those. I'm not sure why he keeps staying out so long on these medium tyres. Yeah, you could put the arbs on and go for you know, maybe abuse them a bit more than they need to, but yeah, finally decides to come in. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to go onto the hard tyre. Patch is looking really good there. 4.4 second lead over Aaron J. Spence. Oh, looks like we've got a late charge there from Wislander. We heard him coming as I was watching on the TV pod. We actually heard his engine coming up behind, and Wislander just screamed in front of Aaron J. Spence. So absolute fantastic stuff from Wislander there, because he just absolutely stormed past Aaron J. Spence. That was a mad overtake there, fantastic stuff. But they are on different strategies. I'm surprised Wislander was able to do that. So still got Mike to pit. Interested to see where he comes out when he does pit. We're probably looking at so we're probably looking at 22. Yeah, he'll probably come out around so my apologies there, guys. We've got Aaron J. Spence on the back of Wislander here. Let's see if he can get it done. DRS opens. Mike staying to the left. Aaron J. Wislander staying to the left. So not quite enough, not quite close enough there to make an attempt from Aaron J. Spence. So Partridge still sitting at that 4.5 second lead over Wislander. Now Wislander he's done 12 laps. And it's saying that he's, let me guys, we'll work this out, stopped. So yeah, why has he stopped once already? So yeah, yeah, because Wislander was on softs, wasn't he? My apologies, guys. So yeah, he will be going probably onto another set of softs. I can't see him making the end on those mediums when he stopped so early. So Aaron J. Spence still over the back of Wislander. Looking back, we've got Tanker now coming to the back of Mike also. I don't think Mike's stopped again yet, has he? Stops. No, Mike still hasn't stopped. So, yeah, I mean, Mike's going to drop way back when he does stop, so it's unfortunate from Mike, but it looks like he'll get passed from... Ooh, he's about to get passed there by Tanker, who's got a time penalty as well, but obviously doesn't want to get held up behind those cars that are waiting to execute their pitch strategy. So you just saw Wiseland there getting super wide before that braking zone of turn 1. So we've got a 3-second time penalty for Craig, multiple warnings, so unfortunate for Craig. He's currently sitting in 6th. Now if I saw that right just then, I think we saw a rear left lock-up from Wiseland. It must have, if I saw that right, it did look like a rear left lock-up from Wiseland there. But Aaron J. Spence all up in his gearbox. Surely we're going to see Aaron J get past Warislander. See, Warislander, those tyres have been on for quite a while now. I think 14 laps, is it? So Warislander protected. Ah, he goes wide. So, oh, I thought for a second there Aaron J was going to go for a sneaky dart up the inside, but I think he thought better of it. Yep, there you go. Now Warislander is in for some fresh rubber. So Partridge, followed by Aaron J. Spence, followed by Colin J. See where Warislander drops down. Captain Stiff now put at P4. Shortly followed by Craig, and then that is where Warislander should come out, I believe. Oh no, Tanker's got in front of him as well. So Tanker's got in front as well, but he has got a time penalty. So back up. So Colin J needs to put some serious pressure and get up to the back of Aaron J. Spence if there's any hopes of fighting this. So we've just seen now, we've got Partridge, Aaron J. Spence, we've got Colin J and Captain Stiff. All at the front, quite bunched out to be honest with you, but these guys look like they're probably going to the end on those hard tyres. So yeah, unless Warislander can pull the comeback of the century out, I don't think we're going to have him contending for any top spots. Let's just go back to the leader. Yeah, so Warislander is 26 seconds adrift of the leader. Yeah, I'm not sure he can make that up in 12 laps. It's unfortunate for Warislander. However, race leader Partridge is having an excellent fly out today. Yeah, looking extremely dominant. Having an absolute stonker of a race so far. It was a beautiful shot there as we saw the brake discs of that car, that Renault car, absolutely glowing red under the braking zone. We've got Tanker with another penalty. So I think it was 2 3-second time penalties, and he would have served his 5-second time, so he's got 6 seconds. That puts MJ Coupe in front of him. And also brings No Fudge in contention for a fight against Warislander towards the end. So yeah, interesting stuff. I think we're going to get a bit of a overtake from Tanker maybe. So as you can see, all the different tyre strategies starting to come into play. You're starting to see some of the guys bunch up within their respective strategies. Obviously towards the end, when everyone starts closing back up, you do get a bit more action. It's a tricky circuit in Spain. I used to dislike it, but you do see a lot of apologies again for the audio broadcast, the audio cutting out there, guys. Got some technical issues that I'm harbouring, unfortunately, so luckily it is just pre-season. So apologies for the dropout in audio. So just looking at the front, because these guys are starting to get closer and closer. Aaron J's only 4.6 back now. Let's just see about the tyres. So yeah, I'm not sure we're going to see anyone attack Partridge because he's on the freshest hard tyre. But yeah, Aaron J, Colin J and Captain Stiff could all very well be in the mix for a second and third step on the podium fight here. Just go back to interval. So yeah, Colin still 2.5 seconds back from Aaron J Spence, so it'll be interesting to see these two get into a battle towards the end. So everyone is really just spacing out there. The closest we've really got is Aaron J and Colin. Tanker is possibly in the fight with Wowslander, but with those penalties, not sure what's going to happen. MJ Coop potentially the next few laps might be putting some moves in on Tanker, and then No Fudge again could be making a move on MJ Coop shortly. He's on a slightly less worn tyre. Aaron J Spence 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. So Aaron J Spence now that throws it into contention now. So 3-second time penalty puts Colin J only 1.6 back. So again, this is what we're saying about the penalties. It does bring a sense of mix up towards the end. So Tanker's now done 15 laps on those hard tyres. Could obviously go to the end on those, but he's going to be very, very slippy towards the last 2-3 laps. Wowslander setting a fastest lap, 1:23.244, fair play to him. He's on the grippier medium tyre. So Craig's out on some fresh softs. So I imagine we'll see a fastest lap from him shortly. So our reigning champion Nick sitting down in P11. He's 11 seconds adrift from Craig, so I'm not sure we're going to see anything, unfortunately, from the likes of Sir Spudder and Nick. And even Craig is now 17 seconds back from Mike. Mike's sitting 10 back from No Fudge for you. There we go, there's your fastest lap that we thought we were going to get from Craig, 1:22.418 I believe it was. That was a bit of a given, we knew that was going to happen. Just seen some grass getting flicked up there from Aaron J Spence. Was it Aaron J Spence? I thought it was. And it must have been from Colin J kicking up the dust. So it's the two Merc drivers now having a bit of a battle now. So yeah, Sir Spud down in 12, so yeah, I think he's let Colin J through, so yeah, my apologies guys. Partridge still looking pretty there, 4.3 seconds in the lead. Done 12 laps on those, so there's another 8 laps to go. Done an absolute comfortable race. Once he got in the lead, pulled it out, and he's just doing everything right. I've not seen any mistakes when we've been watching him. That car looks firmly planted to the tarmac. So Aaron is looking in the distance, seeing Partridge, and trying to make some ground and catch up. But the way Partridge has been driving today, I'm not sure he will. It's now under 4 seconds, with Colin J 3.6 behind him. fantastic choice for pre-season with Spain. We've also got the Circuit Rodriguez of Mexico for our second instalment of pre-season. I'm really looking forward to it. I enjoy both these tracks, Spain and Mexico, so it's going to be interesting to see how the guys have adapted by the time we get to the second race. Drop back down to 4.3 seconds that Aaron J spends now. So Warislander, let's just see what we're doing with him. Is 6 laps older than those mediums, and still got another 7 to go. Still well within the tyre life range, especially when you get the lighter fuel loads. So yeah, be interested to see what Warislander could do towards the end. Just checking in with Colin J. Still got Aaron J. Spence in the distance. He's going to try and reel him in, but again, Aaron J is still 4.2 back from Partridge. I think Partridge is touchable towards the end now. Looks like we're getting a bit curby there for Partridge. That last curb, coming out of the last left-hander of the circuit before you take that sharp right. If you do clip that curb, it is horrendous. It unsettles the car, spits the back end out to the right when you should be starting to turn left to get the car straightened up. To put the power down around the home finish straight. So yeah, guys taking that curb a little bit too rough. I could desettle the car for the final right-hander. No, final 2 right-handers. Curbs this year, I know we've been speaking a lot about changes. The curbs have been changed this year. I can't remember the percentage, but they're a certain percentage slippier than last year, and the curbs do seem to be quite ferocious this year. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with the curb situation, how that affects the races and everything that happens within these races. Back down to under 4 seconds for Aaron J. Spence. Colin J sitting 4.3 back, and Captain Stiff sitting 7.2 back from him. Warislander 7.3 back from him, then Tanker 4.4 back from him. He's harboring those penalties, which I believe is 6 seconds. So MJ Coupe is effectively 3/10 behind Tanker. Now he doesn't have to overtake him if he don't want to. He can just get within that 6 seconds. But it's whether MJ Coupe is aware of those. So coming to the last 5 laps of this race, we're seeing obviously all the strategies start to take effect now and come back, bunch the guys, or try and start to bunch the guys back up. It's called the concertina effect. They do go out at the start of the race, and then through the different strategies they do come back in, a bit like an accordion. Comes in and out, and then towards the end the guys tend to fit into their respective strategy slots there, what the chosen brings them out in. So let's just have a look at how many stops the guys have had to do for this one. We've got Warislander who's done the 2 stops, no fudge for you on 2 stops. Craig the Flying Scotsman has done 3 stops. Sursbury has done 2. Everyone else has done 1 stop. So like I say, we do normally see the majority of races in Equal Performance doing a 1 stop. But obviously race incidents or lockups, they can change that, and you sometimes do have to come in to do a 2 stop, or if there's no incident, sometimes even a 3 stop. So yeah, a bit of a flawless drive for Partridge today. He's now coming to the back. I believe it might be, is it Nick he's coming to the back of, who's running down in P11, now reigning champion. So in Equal Performance, guys can use assists, but I believe there's a couple of drivers this season choosing to do no assists. I believe MJ Coupe is one of those. So it'll be interesting to see what MJ can do in the season. I think he's only using it for pre-season, not using no assists for pre-season, if that makes sense. When we kick off round 1, I believe he's going to no assists, so watch this space for MJ Coupe. MJ Coupe, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. So yeah, that I think that's also his. Is that his 6 seconds now? He's up to maybe. It's unfortunate for Coop there because he's done a really good race. So that gap between Aaron J. Spence and Partridge is down to 3 seconds now. Let's check tyres. I think they were on similar tyre life, weren't they? Yeah. So Aaron has got the slightly better tyre life. It's only one lap. I won't imagine that will make too much of a difference. 6% on the battery, and Partridge is on a little bit less on his battery. So is the ARS and battery deployment going to take effect soon? Who's going to harbour? Who's going to deploy? These are things I was saying in qualifying, guys. The ERS, the energy recovery system, where you can deploy energy throughout the race, it's going to play a massive part in 2019. We're trying to see how the guys react to this. Again, guys, if you are watching, I have seen people are messaging, but for some reason it's not coming up on the Twitch feed, so I do apologise for that. Let's just try a bit of a test conversation, see if that rectifies it. So yeah, let's just see if Aaron J can chew this down. He's only got 3 laps to go and 3 seconds to pull it in by, so it's a bit of a big ask. Could do it. Let's just see where. So lucky for Partridge, he has got, I believe it is Nick. It's either Nick or Mike running in the mix there. That might just protect him ever so slightly. I think it is Nick. Sorry, wrong way. Yeah, it is Nick. It is Nick that's running behind Partridge. So that is just acting like a bit of a shield for Aaron J. Sorry, that's acting like a bit of a shield, Partridge, against Aaron J. Spence. Now, Nick will get blue flags and will have to yield to Aaron. But he does have to be, I think it's within 2 seconds is the regulation. Within 2 seconds you get blue flags. I think within 4 corners. I may have that wrong, but within so many corners, I think it's so many shows of a blue flag or how many corners you have to yield to the racer behind and let them through. It's not what you want to see, the blue flags, especially when there's multiple battles going on. It does sometimes get a bit frustrating when we've got, you know, a midfield battle going on and then they've got a front pack battle going on. We don't want to be seeing any battles getting disturbed by blue flags, but unfortunately that is the regulation, that is the rule, and the drivers have to abide by that. Yep, still holding steady at 3 seconds. So Partridge, yeah, doing really, really well. Just coming to the end of lap 31, about to start the penultimate lap, leading on to the last lap after that. So yeah, fantastic stuff from Partridge. We're really impressed with his first outing. Be interesting to see if he can take this forward into pre-season race 2 and then on to season 8 of Invictus for the F2 equal performance. So yeah, that was Nick in the background just getting out of the way for Aaron J. Spence. So fair play to Nick, our reigning champion, for giving him plenty of room and releasing Aaron J. Spence to see if he can put a move on. The lot, 3 seconds is a lot for 2 laps, so I don't think he's going to rein that in. Excuse me, guys. Unless we see a mistake from Partridge, who I may say has had an absolute flawless run. Just seeing there those brake discs getting super glowy. Yeah, thanks Jamie. See you tomorrow at Silverstone, mate. Yeah, so I have Jamie watching. Who I'm going to Silverstone with tomorrow, so easy to see good coverage. So glad you enjoyed it, Jamie. Yep, I'm sorry, I'm transfixed on this battle at the front to see if Aaron can do anything. But yeah, we're coming towards the end of lap 32 now. About to start the final lap. Looking at the times down there, doesn't look like anybody is within range to launch an attack. Unfortunately, it'd be nice to see some last lap safe lunges. I was going to say last lap lunges, but let's say last lap late lunges, safe late lunges. But yeah, it looks like everyone's kind of settled in. That's where we are. That's probably where it's going to finish. Apart from, remember, the penalties, the dreaded penalties. Absolute nightmare trying to keep track of some of these penalties, especially with a track like Spain, where we've got some hard, twisty corners. just like there, you know, sometimes run out wide onto that that run-off area. Do it too many times, you get penalties. It's very easily done. One of the killers for me is the one coming up now. Getting this braking zone right and not taking too much curb here. You know, sometimes take too much curb and sometimes it kicks you off into that right-hander, that double-step curb. You tend to get your front right wheel on the flat part or the semi-raised part of the curb, but not the raised part. If the corner before kicks you out, you can sometimes take that very, very steep. Unsettles the car and absolutely wrecks that line. Same with this one, that can unsettle you, and this is a tricky last fuel cut. The sector 3 is very, very tricky. Just see Partridge taking it well though. Last 3 corners. Coming down the final corners now. Going to get the power down on the last turn. Takes a well-deserved first win of the pre-season, so fair play to Partridge. And then Aaron J. Spence coming back in the P2 position. Great drive from Aaron J. Spence. We've got Colin J. who's then going to cross the line, taking the final step of the podium, I do believe. Captain Stiff comes across in P4. Warislander will be next, but I do believe he's got penalties. As Tanker, so he should stay where it is in P5. So not a bad outing for Tanker. Debut race for Invictus. So another, yep. So he didn't serve his 5-second time penalty. Yep, Tanker drops in front of MJ Cooper, just come across the line. Will No Fudge go in front of Tanker? Oh yes, No Fudge jumps up to P6, then MJ Cooper, then Tanker, and then we're going to see Mike come across the line taking the P9. So fair play from Mike, another one of our new racers to Invictus. So Tanker and Mike, fantastic first outing there. Welcome to Invictus. Hope you enjoyed your first outing and enjoying pre-season. Not long. Oh, we've got a puncher there for Craig. Yeah, Craig's got a front left puncher. Fair play to Craig, who comes across the line with a wibbly wobbly vibrating front left. Probably just pushed those soft tires a little bit too hard, trying to get some serious time. So thanks AG, thanks SJD, great to have you watching, and I'm sure I will enjoy Silverstone, mate. I will catch you next week for round 2 of pre-season testing, where we go to Mexico. So there goes the champagne for our top 3. Fantastic racing there. Again, it is only pre-season, guys just ironing out their setups or their feel for the game. Some massive changes, and we haven't had that long for the guys to really get a grips of the new settings and the new handling. And of course, when patches come out, that does change how everything goes. So before I ruin everything, there you go. Partridge taking his maiden win of the season, pre-season win, followed by Aaron J. Spence, then Colin J, followed by Captain Stiff, then Warislander. No Fudge for you in P6, MJ Cooper in 7, Tanker 903 in 8, Mike in 9. Fantastic race from them two. Craig of Flying Scotland, who would be taking out the last points, but obviously pre-season, in 10. Nick, reigning champion in P11, Sir Spud in 12, Tynus in 13, Steen in 14, bringing up the rear, who did not finish the race. So great stuff from the guys there. We had a couple of incidents though, but looks like everyone's pretty much got the grips of the new F1 2019. I do apologise for the audio issues we've had today, guys. It is one-off. Currently using a broken pad, so that's not that you care, but that's why the audio's been dropping out. I've got to pick myself up a new pad tomorrow. So there you have it, guys. Race 1 of 2 pre-season for F2 Equal Performance. Fantastic stuff there. I really enjoyed that. Hope you did too, guys. So next week, going to Mexico for part 2. Hope you can all join us. Same time, same place. It's going to be fantastic. Take care, guys. Until next week, take care.